However, I do find it only works with a screwdriver and wrench from a Thor hammer toolkit. Hi, I am Nick D. Clements, and I used to make stuff like this. These are Gorillapods. That's a brand name. I think only a couple of them are actual Gorillapods, but basically they're smaller, posable, bendable tripods, and they're really handy. They're lightweight. You can pose them in any position you need. So really great if you need a camera extremely low to the ground. They're easy to just grab one, grab your bag, toss one in, and you're on your way. And they're really handy for attaching to awkwardly shaped things. So you can get some pretty interesting shots. And like these ones, they have magnetic feet. So anything magnetic, you can throw it on that as well. So you need to film a top-down view of a room. If there's a metal lighting fixture around, you can easily attach a GoPro to it with one of these. So they're just a great way to put a camera somewhere that it might be much more difficult to put a camera, or set up a camera with a tripod. Now, genuine Gorillapods start around 20 bucks and go up from there, and they can actually get pretty expensive. You can find, ones for $1 like this one, but they aren't the best quality and they kind of break apart, but depending on your needs, they might get the job done. Today, we're gonna make our own. Just a quick stop at the Home Depot, although you could probably find a lot of this stuff pretty much anywhere. You might even have some. My total cost for supplies was $7.35, and the bulk of that was for this guy, a gear tie. It's basically a glorified twist tie. It's just a big chunk of metal wrapped in some rubber. They're pretty handy just to have in general for tying up all sorts of stuff. But a few years ago, I figured out they make a great DIY tripod. And all you need are 2 of these, a nut, a bolt, and a couple washers. Now the washer size doesn't matter too much. I'm using some 5/16 by 1.5 inch, but you could go smaller or larger. However, we do need a 1/4 inch bolt because that's what fits in your standard tripod fitting. Let's just get everything opened up. And all we need to do is take one of our washers, our bolt, take one gear tie, bent in half as they come, just increasing that bend a bit more. Putting it over the bolt to the left, taking the second, putting it over the bolt to the right, one more washer, a nut, then just clamp everything down. Now you can hand tighten it as best you can, and that'll probably be alright, but it would be better if you tighten it with a screwdriver and wrench. However, I do find it only works with a screwdriver and wrench from a Thor hammer toolkit. Alright, now we just clamp down on that nut, really tightening in those gear ties. And there we have it, our DIY Gorillapod, which, as you might notice, has an extra leg. Just bend out the legs, and there we go. Screw on a camera. Now, as far as strength go, yeah, the leg strength is not nearly as good as one of these guys. And this is probably one of the heaviest cameras you're going to be putting on this. But for something lightweight like a GoPro or action camera, it's perfect. And even with heavier cameras, it's still great for wrapping around unusually shaped things. It's not going anywhere. And if you do need more strength in your legs, you can always just double up a couple gear ties for that much more stability. And these things come in all shapes and sizes. The one I did here were 18 inches, but you can get them way bigger, way smaller. You can really make it to your exact needs. And you get a whole bunch of them, a pack of bolts and screws, and you got yourself a super versatile tripod kit, and you're gonna be able to mount a camera pretty much anywhere. Perhaps the legs aren't long enough. Just link a few more together. Now you could wrap it around a tree. Get out of there. Hey. Another thing they're great for, these and Gorillapods in general, say you forget your tripod plate. Something that happens all too often. If you have your Gorillapod or your DIY one, you can just wrap it around your tripod head and mount your camera as normal, which could definitely save you in a pinch. And when you're done, you can just leave it as is or disassemble it, of course, using your Thor hammer toolkit. And it's worth mentioning, there's no reason you'd need to use two. If whatever you're attaching it to, you think one could get the job done, I would recommend just twisting it like that and clamping it on. Or of course, if you don't think 4 legs is enough, there's nothing that says you can't put on more. And then we have our spider Gorillapod, which is indeed crazy looking. Okay. Alright, well this is something that I have wanted to share for quite some time, and I'm really glad to finally have the idea out there. I've used these as a way to mount cameras on a whole bunch of occasions, and it just works really awesome. It's so versatile, really inexpensive, and these things are just great in general. So it's a very multi-purpose thing and a great addition to your filming kit. And while these are great, if you already have some really thick posable wire, there's no reason you can't just use that. Now these come in a wide range of colors. Black is ideal as you usually want your cameras to be pretty inconspicuous, but if you're mounting something like maybe a trail cam, the blaze orange color might be ideal so you can see it better and find it in the woods. But my sincere thank you for watching. Once again, I am Nick D. Clements. If you're wondering, Nick is short for Nicholas and the D stands for Davis. Anyway, I'm off to make something else. Cover everything I wanted to cover? I feel like I did. I cover this. That one's short. I don't even have a whole lot of. I guess I want to do some B-roll. I'm gonna get some B-roll.